Hello, Beez Bladers. Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. We're going to run through 10 knives of the week available on Amazon, and we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get right to it. And by the way, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Are you ready? Here's the first one. Buckle up, Buttercup. This is the Petrified Fish Grow PFE08, and it is a button lock. And look at this. We have a little bit of that green Damascus going on, and it is very nice looking Damascus. I would hazard to say they probably have more than one color, and you can see we have a little contouring of the scales going on. You do have a lanyard hole, and then a very nice looking Damascus back spacer. And then when we come around to this side, look at that bad boy. We have a titanium clip. It's a milled clip, and it has a nice ramp, so it's easy in and out of your pocket. And yeah, did I tell you it's a button lock? Yeah, it's a button lock, and that button lock is completely recessed. It does not stick out at all. Ready to see this blade? Pow! Right in the kisser. Ooh, yeah, look at that bad boy. Now, that's a pokey one. This is a full-length blade, and it's a full-size knife. It's between medium and full length, and check this out. It has K110 steel. There's three different configurations of this bad boy. This is 7.56 inches long, and it has a 3.39 inch blade. And that's a little fancy, a little bit of fancy pants right there. And I will tell you right now, from some short time experience with this knife, that the action is very good. It's very smooth on this knife. The jimping is done very well on that flipper tab. It makes it very easy to deploy. Now, as you just saw, it doesn't have the strongest blade retention or detent, if you want to call that detent on a button lock. It's not weak. It's not strong. It's somewhere kind of in the medium department. I'm a little quick to deploy and close my knives. So when I close this one too fast, I do get a little bit of bounce out. But as you can see right here, it does have blade retention, just not the strongest. Now, for your deployment, that works very well. The button is easy to access, even though it's kind of hidden. And when I'm holding it, right now, I'll tell you, the ergonomics are fantastic. They are so good. There are no hot spots, no warm spots at all. It just feels very good in the hand. The jimping is done very, very well. Good jimping. I wish there was a little bit more of it, but it does grab my skin, helps lock my thumb into place. It's a comfortable knife. And these thumb studs, if you look here, there's not a lot of room as far as access to the thumb studs, but because of their shape and the way they're made, your thumb or a finger back here easily accesses. You can flip this open with your index finger very easily. So I have no complaints about the thumb studs. I thought I would just by looking at it, but they work very well. They grab my skin. This is a comfortable knife. It's built very solid, and I like this blade style. I always like me a nice pokey blade, and it has nice thick blade stock, but it comes down really quick to an edge. It's not thick behind the edge. That is the Petrified Fish Grow PFE08, and I like it. And since we're talking about petrified fish, let's move this dude over and come over to here. Look at this. This is the Petrified Fish Scaler PFE12. Now look at that. A little bit of ironwood scales going. This one looks a little fancy. Wait till you see this blade. It is a crazy looking braid. It's a crazy braid. You ever seen a braid on a knife? Okay, let's not digress. We got to keep moving, right? This has a lanyard hole, and this is a lockback. A very interesting lockback. I don't have many lockbacks, but you know what? I don't hate it. There's your pocket clip. It's inset into the wood handle, so there's no screws to grab a hold of your pocket or to rip your pocket, and it is easy in and out of the pocket. You ready to see this blade? By the way, here's a look at your thumb studs. The thumb studs are done very well. They have easy access, and oh yeah, look at that. It's a kukri style. Tell me, do you have a knife that looks like this? Oh, mamacita. Look at that blade. It is wicked. And the way it's designed, if you're doing a pull cut, it's going to pull what you're cutting right into the path of the blade. Same way with this, you're going to come down into, and it's going to be easy to do push cuts and pull cuts. And if you look here, right here is your pivot. The blade, the tip is way below the pivot. So doing any kind of utility cuts, opening packages, pretty much anything everyday carry. Peeling an orange, cutting through fruit, all of that's going to be really good. Now, here's the kicker. The ergonomics are fantastic. Fantastic. And if you look the way my hand is right now, you don't have to bend your hand. I love this style of blade, a kukri style blade or shillin cutter style blade. They put the point and the blade down here so you don't have to with your wrist, just naturally holding it. You're pushing downwards. You're already at your cutting surface. So this looks very, very nice. And check this out. This is 154 cm blade steel, baby. A little bit of satin going on. That is a beautiful looking blade, and it is not thick behind the edge. It has a robust blade stock coming down to a very thick and hefty, very hefty tip. Now, lengthwise, you're 7.56 inches long. It has a 3.39 inch blade. It does have a lanyard hole down here. I think I showed you that before, but this wood looks very nice. Now, for closing this knife, I noticed that I just have to have my index finger up here closer to the top by the tang, and when it closes, then I don't close the blade on my finger and I'll finish. It's kind of a two close process. There's no give either direction. It is a lockback, which means you have a very strong locking mechanism, right? There, you hear that? It's not going anywhere. It's very, very solid. So you're going to be able to do some pretty heavy duty cutting with this bad boy. The pocket clip is not reversible, but you know, that is a small takeaway. I don't hate it. It doesn't have the lefty love, but this is a fantastic knife. This knife way far exceeded my expectations. And like I said, I'm not a big carrier of lockbacks, but it's kind of like it's a two-step process to shut it. It's not going to shut because of that spring action. So you get it started and then you shut it with the other hand. So if you've been looking for a lockback or something to add to your collection with some style and a lot of strength, I think this bad boy would definitely meet the needs. These run, I think, around 82-ish, something of that nature. There'll be links to all these knives in the description where you can go check them out. And would you believe the third knife? I promise this isn't an exclusive Petrified Fish video, but this is the Petrified Fish PF719. This was sent to the channel by Mid-Missouri for a giveaway. So we're going to be giving this away on a live stream. And if you're not subscribed or you haven't hit the bell button for notifications, that's how you know a half an hour before the live stream starts. We do one every Friday night. It's Beez Blades live at the Hive. Oh, right. We do giveaways every Friday night. And come and hang out. You're gonna discover that the knife community is a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. We talk about knives and a lot more. You'll have to come check it out. Now the PF719, this is one of those knives that if I saw on Amazon, I did see on Amazon, I just wasn't too sure about it. I was like, I just don't know. You just don't know until you get some of these in your hand, right? Now this bad boy has 12C27 end blade steel. Let's see if we can get in here and take a look. There you go, 12C27, and it has very, very nice looking. I believe this is going to be ironwood. It has caged ceramic bearings, and it has a good, look at this. They did a perfect little sharpening choil up here. This knife is extremely, extremely lightweight. You can't even tell you have it in your pocket. And it does come with a little lanyard hole with a lanyard bead, which you can leave in there if you like, if you want to add to the aesthetic. It is a very attractive, slim knife. These come in 5 different configurations. There's different colors, and I believe you might even be able to get you some of the, what do you call that stuff? The Damascus going on. This is 7.67 inches overall. The blade is 3.34 inches. The blade stock is 90 thousandths of an inch. So it's a very thin, slicey blade stock. So you have good geometry, just the fact that you're starting out with thin blade stock. Now, left and right, up and down, there's no movement at all. And this is a liner lock. The lockup is good. And let's check out the centering. The centering looks like it is good. Now, these thumb studs are just like the previous two. They work extremely well. It's a very snappy knife. I only have one, I would say, kind of a nitpick about this knife, and that would be the amount of pass-through. If you look right here, probably because they're going with the general aesthetic, you can just see the liner lock, the jimping of the liner lock right there. You can grab it. It's just one that you have to kind of pay attention and commit your thumb to. It's not hateful. It doesn't hurt the thumb, but it's just not my favorite style when you have to, commit your I think if there was just a small notch from here to here on those wood scales, just for a little more pass-through, it would have been nice. But because this is not a heavy-duty knife, and it's not necessarily a fidget knife, although this is definitely one I can fidget. And by the way, did you see that action? For such a weightless blade, The action is so good on this thing. I am way over impressed with this knife. I think this is one of those ones that would be such a good gift to give someone because it looks so snazzy. Mr. Fancy Pants. And these run 29 bucks. All of these are on Amazon. I think $29 for this knife is a stealer deal. Now these next two are work knives and a half. You will not believe until you see these chonkarooskies. This is the Shoes' Hand 313. This is a 14C 28N blade steel. I can't talk. It's 14C 28N blade steel, and I'm gonna get it right out. Are you ready? Pow! Right in the kisser. Look at the size of this knife. And it's not necessarily the size of the blade, which is a perfect blade. It is the size of the handle of this knife that is very impressive. Now here's two different variants of the Shoes' Hand 313. There are 5 different colors of the Flax Micarta, or you could get G10 in these bad boys, and they come in at about 8.7 inches long, and your blade is about just shy of 3.5 inches of sharpen length. So there is no shortage of blade length. But let me show you this. Here's the QSP Penguin, right? Look at the size of this bad boy. Yeah, it's a thick boy. If you like handles that give you plenty to hold on to, the comfort level of the handle of this knife is unbelievable. You really do feel like you have a fixed blade type knife in your hand. They have a full size forward choil. And these knives, these run $45, 45 bucks. And look at this. They have good pass through, and it looks like someone took a bite out of a hamburger. I think they did that on purpose. That is kind of neat. That is different. I don't think I've ever seen that done before, but they both have good lockup. Let's see what the centering is. They are centered, and you know what? The action is really good. I had never heard of this company before. This is the first time they're on the channel, and you would think by the build of these knives that they've been around a while. Like, where are these guys coming from? Because this knife has all the things that you look for. It has good blade steel. It has ceramic ball bearings, and look at this. Here's your pocket. Now that pocket clip is a doozy. That's why I say this is a work style knife. This is one that you're gonna get and you're gonna use this sucker because it has a giant handle that's easy to hold on to. It is not gonna slip out of your hand. And besides the fact that it has the good ergonomics and the good, look at that flipping. Oh man, it is, just comes out with authority. It has that giant Shoes' pocket clip. Now, if I would give a suggestion, I would say get rid of the branding. Most knife people don't want branding on their knife or on the pocket clip, but if you're using this for a work knife, you probably aren't going to care. It is relatively easy in and out of the pocket. You do have a couple of screws there, but those screws don't get in the way of anything. So that is reversible. And look at this. If you prefer to carry tip down, they gave you that option, and they also put a nice filler tab in there. So this is a reversible deep carry clip that you can carry tip down. So I think there's a lot of people that they're gonna say, oh, so that has a big beefy handle, easy to hold on to, easy to use. I can choke up if I want to. Oh, and by the way, did I mention they did an excellent job on their jipping? The jipping, I mean, 10 out of 10 is hard to get. I'm going to give them about an 8.5 out of 10. It is that good. It's very grippy. The jipping is done extremely well. These knives are totally impressive. I don't have any complaints. You can sharpen until the cows come home. The fit, the finish, the action, the ergos, the lockup, the centering, everything about these beasts are just fantastic. And I think for $45, they are definitely worth what you're getting. Here's 2 more budget bangers from Amazon. These are the Ned Foss Mamba. Have you ever heard of the Mamba? Isn't the black mamba a snake, like a very poisonous snake? Now you can see here we have 2 different blade styles of the Mamba. We have a drop point and a K-tip. And this, by the way, I'll give you a little look here, is micarta. You know, I love me some micarta. And these are D2 blade steels. They have deep carry clips. You can see right there, there are screws sticking up. That kind of can get in the way if you have thicker pants, maybe some jeans on, a nice looking back spacer. It's not reversible. Unfortunately, you do have a lanyard hole. These are liner locks. Both of these have decent lockup. And as far as the fit and finish, left and right, up and down, I don't have any issues from that one. Left and right, up and down, no issues from that one. That one has good lockup. Let's see what our centering's like. The centering is a tad to the clip side. And then this one here, since we're going through many knives, this one, the centering is right in the center. So your action is very snappy. These run around $35. They're very snappy. Now, the fuller, the hole, the thumb hole right there is for looks only. It doesn't serve any purpose as far as opening the knife. So you are restricted to the flipper tab. The flipper tab has no jimping. It is easy to use. There's your light switch, and then here is your push button. It comes flying out with authority. So there's no problems with that. You have a really cool looking, these are captive pivots with, as far as I know, I believe they're ceramic bearings. And like I said, there'll be links. You can go check them out and double check. All of these knives have good descriptions. A nitpick with this one is there's absolutely no sharpening choil at all. They are already sharpened up into the plunge grind. So that is something that needs corrected. This plunge, even though it looks like it's part of the style of the knife, this should have been all the way up here on the Ricasso. Let's see what it looks like on this one here. That is the same story. They've already got a full-length smile in the sharpening. So that is definitely a nitpick in my book. I don't think you want a knife that already, I mean, I can't speak for you, but if this is a Grail knife and then $35 is a lot of money for you, that might be something to take in consideration, or that might not matter because they've already taken care of the smile and put a nice even one on there. But both of these are easy to operate. Nice and snappy. I like the fact that you have more than one option for your blade. They're both very pokey. They're lightweight. Overall, they're 8.3 inches long. They have a 3.5 inch blade for the K-tip and a 3.6 inch blade, or no, 3.5 for the drop point and 3.6 inch for the K-tip. So you're not at a deficit for blade length. Plenty of blade to work with, nice, lightweight, good ergonomics. These are pretty sweet knives, just a couple little nitpicks. Now, next up, I have 3 items from BPS Knives, and they're in Ukraine. Now, check this out. This is a classic hunting, bushcrafting style knife. It comes with a nice leather case, and you can see right here, it says BPS Knives on it. This is the BPS Knives BS1FT. Now, check that out. How is that for a classic style knife? It is very comfortable in the hand. This fits my large width hands like a glove. These are like $23. The next thing I'm showing you $14, and the thing after that is $20. So I'm showing you 3 items from BPS Knife. This is full tang high carbon steel. Let's get a look there. There's your carbon steel. So you will have to take care of it, keep it lubed up, and it'll last you a lifetime, and it won't patina. And the grind on this is, oh my goodness. Take a look at that. That is, it goes straight down to the edge. It doesn't really, it might have a micro bevel, maybe. It is extremely, extremely sharp. And this high carbon steel is very easy to keep up and to keep honed up and keep nice and sharp. Now, this would probably stand to use maybe just a little bit of mineral oil or something like that. But you're talking about a $23 knife and carbon steel. It has a good balance. It has that classicness to it. And the back of the spine, you definitely all day could use you a ferro rod. It's nice and sharp on the heel or on the back, on the spine. You could easily strike some sparks with this. I like this. I don't know if you would call that a spay blade. It's just kind of a full, what is that? A Scandi grind? I always forget when I get on video, start making a video, I forget, but I believe that is a full Scandi grind, the way it comes down, and it grabs the epithelials of my skin like, hey, I want to cut in, I want to grab into something. And it does have a nice little forward choil, a little sharpening choil going on. So that is the BS1FT. Now check this out. Now this, I'm going to put down a cloth just because I'll explain to you right now. This is the Kiradashi skeleton utility knife, and then we have the BPS Prybar. I'll show you the Prybar first. I'll let you know they both came very dirty. They were not cleaned off. It might have been the coating they had. It didn't appear that they had even been cleaned off after manufacturing, but it could because of the fact that this is 1066 carbon steel, and they might have just had a lot of gunk on there to protect it from rusting. You can see there's a nice patina. This does have a nice grip if you like to carry a Prybar. It came with a nice lanyard, very nice looking lanyard, very nice, very nice, nice looking lanyard. So you have a Prybar, and you also can, open some pops or open some tops with that bad boy. It's a very nice lightweight Prybar. These are very cool. These are $13.99, so $14 for a very cool BPS Knives made in the Ukraine. That is one. And then here, look at this. This is the BPS Kiradashi skeleton knife. Now look at this. Oh yeah. A lot of folks are going to be like, wait a minute, how much is that? These are $20. 20 bucks. It has a full Scandi grind. It's high carbon steel. Look at this. That is a wicked, wicked grind. This is 7.7 inches. And I know a lot of folks will get some paracord and make more of a handle out of this. And it does come with this large leather sheath. You can make this your neck knife. Look at that. And it's not heavy. It doesn't weigh much at all. This did come with a lot of black carbon type stuff on the outside of it. I didn't want to get that on my table. I've wiped it off a few times just to give you an idea of what to expect when you get it. It is going to come with some stuff to wipe off, but this is high carbon steel, so you do want to keep a light coating of something on there to protect it and to keep that blade looking like it is right there. It is comfortable. It fits in the hand very nicely as a neck knife, but I think I would really enjoy having this wrapped in some nice paracord. That would make this a great utility cutter or whatever, emergency knife. You can hold this in the reverse grip, and I think, that might be used in an emergency situation, but these are very cool, and they're only $20 and from Ukraine. Now, last but not least, I have two variations, two completely different configurations of the NUK Knives Carpenter. Check this out. Oh yeah, look at this. This is a nice medium size. It fits my large width hand, so you could call it a large knife. It's right along the size of a Civivi Elementum. And look at this. You have D2 blade steel. It is a hollow grind. You have a full forward choil. These are very nice. I was very impressed when I opened these up and I was like, oh, that is very nice. It is a liner lock. It has good lockup. And here's your centering. It has good centering, and I really like the shininess. Oh, so shiny. I like the shininess of the liners and everything. And this has a reversible deep carry clip. It is completely deep carry. You will not see any of this knife in your pocket. So that is very nice. Deploying this knife is a dream. They have plenty of room, plenty of access. You can see there's plenty of room to get in there underneath the thumb stud. And besides that, here's your access to the lock bar or the liner lock. The liner lock has a little minor jipping on it, and it's easy to get into. And these, I had never heard of NUK Knives. Maybe you have, maybe I'm late to the game, but oh my goodness. This is another company that you would think they've been making knives for years because they've perfected so many things. It has a captive pivot. There's ceramic ball bearings in there, and the action is so good. It is a top flipper. You can over the top like that, or you can use your thumb to roll it over. But I don't even notice that because a knife like this, I really enjoy using the thumb studs. This is a nice lightweight knife. Now here's the thing, check this out. So these come, I believe, in different colors. Yes, they do. They come in 5 different colors. So this, besides being a fantastic knife, if you're looking for a knife to give someone, because you're gonna come in under that 3-inch mark for your blade. Now look at this. These have already been funded. This is the Carpenter utility knife. It's a Kickstarter, but it's already funded. So you can get these for $39. And look at this. It is very easy to remove and turn the blade around. You get almost the entire length of the blade. It's a utility knife, and this, I've shown many utility knives on the channel, but this one in particular is more like a regular knife, acts more like a regular knife, feels more like a regular knife than I think just about any of them when it comes to comparing it to the original version, a regular knife. You would hardly know the difference at all. It has a really good weight to it, and I like this wheel. I have a couple other knives that have this wheel. Makes it very easy to change out that utility blade. So if you're like me and you like doing utility cuts, or you want to always have a sharp knife, this might be an option. I'll put a link in the description to the Kickstarter. And like I said, sometimes people are like, I don't know about Kickstarters. Well, this one, it's already funded. So if you go on there and you order 1 or 2, and there's 8 different colors to choose from, and these are running $39 right now on the Kickstarter. I think these are fantastic, but these are already on Amazon, and that's how I discovered these right here. But these, I will have links to these too. These, when I looked today before making this video, these were running $34 and some change. This is a fantastic knife. I'm very impressed. Didn't know they were around, and this is another one that's on Amazon. So I hope you enjoyed yourself. This was a nice quick run through of a bunch of knives you could get on Amazon that are available. They're all in the budget range. Tell me which one. Did you enjoy any of them? Are you gonna get in any of them? We're gonna talk about them on the live stream, of course, and don't forget forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss the live stream and miss the giveaway. You know this one right here is at least one we're going to give away. But I hope you enjoyed yourself. I had a lot of fun running through all of these knives in quick fashion. Make sure you go watch this video. You're really going to enjoy that. And until I see you again in the lives or the chats or the comments of this video, remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.